Hello, everyone, and welcome to Magical Moments, Magical Musings. If this is your first Magical Musing, it is just a short little, usually it's audio. This is my first Magical Musing video, but it's a short little quick thing. I don't want to call it a rant, but it's just something that's, on my spirit to bring to you. So it's just a short little thing, little bite size episode, if you will. And this magical musing is all about flow, going with the flow, being in flow, and how to really accomplish that. Being in flow is very, very difficult for someone like me who is, type A. I have to really know where I'm going, what I'm doing, have a plan A, B, and C to make sure I get there. And that's not really being in flow. That is trying to control things that are really out of your control. Obviously, there are some things within your control. You can be prepared. I'm not saying, be unprepared and just go with the wind all willy nilly. There are some things that you can be prepared for. Um, but usually it's rolling with the ebbs and flows of life. And that, like I said, can be extremely difficult. I want you to always remember to give yourself grace when you feel like you're hitting up against a wall and you're not going with the flows of life. But there are benefits to being in flow. Whenever you do come up against a challenge, whenever things don't go your way or go as planned, it's not so much of a shock to your system. It doesn't cause you as much anxiety. It doesn't give you, cause you to be rigid. It allows you to kind of just be at ease. It allows you to breathe. It allows you to go with the flow. So, what does being in flow actually mean and look like? Really, it's just realizing the things that you aren't able to control. And when things do happen, pivoting and going along with it. Um, Obviously, some things are, they're very emotional. It's giving yourself the grace to feel your emotions while also going with the flow. Just because you're going with the flow doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden this uncaring person, that you don't have emotions, that you don't have feelings. I did a musing on this. Feel your feelings, but go with the ebbs and flows of life. Take a deep breath and just figure out how to pivot. Um, I'm not saying being in flow, in a state of flow is easy, but once you get there, you'll be so glad that you made it that far. Um, the first thing to do really is to just release control and resistance. And how do you do that? There's a few steps, and that'll make this video much, much longer. Maybe I'll do a full podcast. Not maybe, I will. I'll do a full podcast episode on how to um, invite flow into your life and how to flow. But the first step is really being with yourself and being honest with yourself about the things that you can control and about the things that you can't control and the things that you need to relax on. Like, don't be so rigid around. Um, and what kind of self care practices, because that is very important. When you're going through things, do you give yourself care when, things happen? Because if you don't and you're consistently stressed, you're not going to be able to put yourself in a state of flow. So that would be the first step. As I said, there's many more, but you can do it. It just might take some time. Um, Go with the flow. Be at ease, breathe. And a simple breath work technique to get there is just box breathing. So breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold it for 4 seconds. So that is that, and this is why they call it box breathing. So breathe in, hold, out, hold. And always do it an equal number of times. There are other breathing techniques where you don't do it an equal number of times, but for box breathing, it's an equal number of times. Um, and this will start to get your nervous system into a state of calm and ease and will help you be in the flow. So that is it. That is all. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much time. I try to keep these magical musings very short. So stay tuned for the full podcast episode on going with the flow. I don't know when that will be out because I am in a state of flow. I am going with the flow. I am not planning when the episodes come out. They come out. I am trying to be more consistent though. I'll put that out there. I am trying to be more consistent, not trying, I hate that word. I am actively making sure that I am more consistent with posting my videos. So it will be out soon. I do have to do a little planning around it and what exactly I want to say, but stay tuned for that on how to go with the flow, all the steps and all the, being in flow. And maybe I'll have a guest. Maybe I'll have a guest on that will also speak to being in flow. So that is it. That is all. As always, start with gratitude and with love and find your magical moment.